Yo, what it do, guys? It's your boy Supreme Uchiha, the God, and today I want to talk about Windbreaker and escaping reality, bro. You know what I'm saying? Windbreaker is a phenomenal webtoon on linewebtoon.com or just webtoon.com. You know what I'm saying? Phenomenal website for free, and it's legit. It's not, it's not just stealing from the authors or whatever. Authors get paid by popularity and by you can pay ahead to read stuff. It's kind of like what's the other one? There's another one that's really good. I can't remember the name. Lenzen is another one that has phenomenal. There's actually a webtoon I need to continue reading there. I remember I paid for something about us. I can't remember the actual name anymore because at first I read it illegally and then I was like, fuck it, let me go pay for that shit because it's so good. But anyway, Windbreaker and escaping reality. So one thing that I found like a a team within Windbreaker just by reading a lot of it is those especially in the most recent chapters, I think was always kind of there. There's this thing about escaping reality, right? So if we talk about our main character, our main protagonist, is he really our main protagonist at this stage? It kind of feels like Minu sometimes. You know how these webtoons do. I like that about webtoons. It starts off with a character and then it branches out a lot better than shonens. You know what I'm saying? Shonens tend to underdevelop a lot of characters. I don't think One Piece suffers from that, from what I heard, which I'm gonna catch up on One Piece and talk about it and talk about a few teams on that because I love Zoro. I watched like 100 something episodes of the anime. But I don't know, hey bro, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's easier for me to catch up via webtoon or manga because I read like 3,000 chapters of Akira, so I'm pretty sure I can read 900 chapters of One Piece pretty easily, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I know One Piece is I think way longer than Akira, if I'm not mistaken. I could be, I don't know. But I remember it was like 3,000 chapters or something. It was crazy. But, again, I could be chatting. But, so what I want to talk about is, how the characters escape reality. So if we look at Jay, for example, right? Jay, he's escaping realities by cycling. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't really want to deal with the fact that his mom is an absolute fucking mad woman. You know what I'm saying? The dad, I can't even. What does the dad even do? Is the dad even in the story, bro? I can't even remember when, because you have to remember this story has been going on for like 6 years now, 5 years, whatever. I can't even remember who the dad is, bro. I don't even remember if the dad is in this motherfucker. Like, honestly. Does Jay have a dad? We don't really look at his family that much, apart from his mom being an absolute asshole of a woman. Who wants her kids to achieve, and that's all she cares about. All she gives a fuck about is success, and nothing else matters. She doesn't care if you don't have a life. She don't care if life is garbage. She don't care if you die, bro. Like, as long as you die studying, she's happy. You know what I'm saying? So that's essentially how the story goes. You know what I'm saying, for Jay. But again, he's probably the least fleshed out character in the damn thing, and this motherfucker is supposed to be the protagonist, right? But then if we go to like Minu, his story is far more compelling, right? So I know. Yeah, sure, whatever's fine. But yeah. Sorry, family matters. They just ask me for dinner, you know what I'm saying, or how I want my food, because I'm a picky ass fucker. But, okay, I'm not even gonna bother cutting it out. I think it's fine, you know what I'm saying? You guys get to experience a little bit of my real life situation, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so what was I talking about? I lost my train of thought. Fudge. Okay, so Minu, for example, we get a full backstory of his life. You know what I'm saying? We get the fact that, hey, he lost his sister. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Him and his sister, Minu and what's her name? Oh, for fuck's sake! And his sister, right? Him and his sister lost their little sister when they were young, and it was both of their fault. But each of them thinks the other's blaming the other, but both of them really just blamed themselves a lot for that situation, and that led to the mother losing it, and a bunch of situation, and the dad moving on, which is not his fault. Like, the mother was just unsavable, and it was years and years after, and he couldn't just just be like that. You know what I'm saying? She lost her psyche, she lost her mentality, but Minu didn't want to deal with the fact that he's as to blame as his sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, and his sister didn't want to deal with the fact that, like, again, it's both of their faults. They both weren't really paying attention to the little sister, and that's how she ended up dying, right? And technically, all of it isn't really their fault either, because the little ass kids that really shouldn't be minding another little ass kid, especially at that age, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's so much behind it. There's so much weight behind that story, where you really feel for Mino, when you really feel for his sister, and you just really feel for that whole family, right? And when his mother dies, it's like, bro, because he always goes to the hospital, even though she treats him like shit, screams at him, does whatever type of crazy shit, forgets him, all that shit. He always goes, bro. He has flowers. He cares, because he blames himself. This is key, right? He's trying to escape that a lot by acting out and, you know, and pretending to hate his dad and blaming his dad for it, when he knows really it's mainly him and his sister's fault. Yes, I know I said that the parents are a little bit to blame for letting them mind him, but I mean, you know, whatever. My brother minded me when he was like 8, 10, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I think most families do that, right? The kid is slightly older, you let them take care of the younger kid. So and there was 2 of them, to be honest, forget what I said. It's definitely both of their fault. So Minu is trying to blame his dad, but the sister isn't. She's like, she understands that the dad has to move on. Like, and the new mother, it's not her fault. She had nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't even there back then. You know what I'm saying? So, like, Minu's taking his rage out in the wrong place, because he's really trying to escape reality. He's trying to escape the fact that it's really his fault. You know what I'm saying? I think his sister accepts it a lot better. But, you know, she feels like he blames her the most, but because he loves her so much that he doesn't want to say it's your fault, that instead he takes it out on everybody else and everything else and acts out a bunch. You know what I'm saying? So that was one interesting thing I found about that. And now with his injury, like, the reality is escaping is that he's trying to run away from Mia now. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to he doesn't want Mia to go through what he went through when his mom was in the hospital. And that's what he's afraid of, but he's escaping the reality that it's 2 completely different situations. You know what I'm saying? He still has his mental intact. His mother lost that, and that was the problem. It wasn't the sickness, it wasn't everything else, it was the mental. When she lost her daughter, that's what snapped her, that's what broke her. You know what I'm saying? And I suppose Minu's afraid, you know what I'm saying, that he might end up in that route, and he doesn't want Mia to go through that, so he's rejecting her. You know, that's what I found really, really interesting. And then if we go to Dom Kennedy, now, Dom Kennedy, he's escaping the reality that his family are gangster. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to be this good kid, mainly for Minu's sister. Why can't I remember her name? One sec. I gotta Google this shit, because I feel stupid out here not saying her name. You know what I'm saying? Jay, June, Shelly, Vinny, Minu, Mia, Dom. How do I not remember her name? First of all, I feel honestly ridiculous. It happens though. It happens. Sometimes you're looking at characters and you just forget. Yuna, right? I'm pretty sure it's Yuna. Nope. Is it? Yeah, it's Yuna. Okay. So Yuna. Thank you. So sorry. Thank you for your patience, guys. I'm sorry. I do everything unscripted. I think about it quite a lot, but since my brain got sidetracked a little bit, it takes me a minute to get back into shape. But you know, so Yuna and Dom, you know what I'm saying? So you know, he used to kind of be a bully a little bit. Dom, you know what I'm saying? A beast animal. He used to kind of be a beast, and basically he kind of realized the errors of his ways, man, and he knows that Yuna hated that, you know, because he was a good guy, and he always overreacted, you know what I'm saying? He let rage get to him because he didn't like the situation with his family. He again, it's the family thing is another aspect of it. He wanted to escape that. He wanted, you know, everybody was just gave him this brand without him feeling like he deserved it, you know what I'm saying? But he was proving them right by reacting aggressively, you know what I'm saying? And then Yuna saw that in him, and saw that he was actually a really good guy, and that a lot of it was a misunderstanding. But she also realized that, look, if you don't prove them wrong, right? And this goes with a lot of people in life in general. If you don't prove them wrong, you only proving them right. You only, if they call you a monster and you act as a monster in response, you only proving them right. You letting them win, right? This is a life lesson, right? You letting people win. If somebody says you're not good enough and you give up, you letting that person win. That means they were right. That's what you telling them. The message is you was right. I wasn't good enough. I didn't have the drive to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's why you should never give up. That's why you should keep going. You know what I'm saying? Unless obviously, you know, you gotta use here and know as well your own personal abilities and agendas and be realistic. You know what I'm saying? And then we go with Vinny, man. Again, another super depressing story. His mother is sick. She's working hella hard. And my dude, you know what I'm saying? Again, he was acting out, and mainly was out of revenge for all the bullying he received as a kid for having his Sharingan eye, which, I mean, that's the coolest trait of all time out here. Give me a Sharingan eye, you know what I'm saying? But you know, kids are cruel, bro. That's the reality of it. And I don't know if he really tries to escape it, to be honest. I don't really see him trying to escape reality. The only reality he's trying to escape is the fact that he might have feelings for the Spider Girl. You know what I'm saying? I call her the Spider Girl because she's with the Arachnid team or whatever, right? I think that's the only reality he's trying to escape, is that he probably fancies her, but he doesn't really know how to deal with it because he's never really been in that situation. He's always been a boys, you know what I'm saying? Like one of the boys that's just aggressive, cares about his mom, and that's really it. His life is that. But the reality that he's escaping, I suppose, is that he can still have fun. He can still enjoy life. He can still be a kid, even though his mother is going through all that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he should try to help, which he's trying very hard to do. He should try to make money. He should try to, you know, get her healed up. He should try all that. But it does not mean that he can't enjoy his life, which I think he's realizing as the story progresses and he's making friends and he's letting people in, that, you know what, it's okay for me to still enjoy life despite what my mother's going through. But I'm going to still do my best. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I really like about the story, man. The whole escape reality thing, you know what I'm saying? And what drove me is actually what the cover photo you guys might see, that was written in a caption, boom. And I was like, damn, bro, this is so real. This really encompasses, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, encompasses, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to sound all legitimate and shit. Ex-English major out here. Encompasses, you know what I'm saying, the whole story. Another character, Shelly, I think she's escaping reality of the fact that she's not really accepted. You know what I'm saying? If you really think about it, she's not really accepted within the culture that she's in Korea. She's not really accepted, and she's really trying hard to fit in. And she has this big crush. Oh, I'll go back to Jay, by the way. There's another part that he's trying to escape. But she's just not, you know, she's not really accepting the fact that she's an outsider. You know what I'm saying? Even within the I don't know if this is on purpose or not, even within the Hummingbirds, she's kind of an outsider. She's just there. You know what I'm saying? And I think she covers that by flirting with Jay and trying to chase Jay instead and try to make that her main focus. I think she's escaping the reality of even like why she was brought to Korea in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Why her family brought her there. I think there's a nice hidden backstory there. You know what I'm saying? Because her uncle or grandfather or something is the principal, right? So I think there's something there that she's definitely trying to escape, and that's why she joined these rag dolls of outlandish outsiders and weirdos, you know what I'm saying? And she joined that band, but she's pretty normal. You know what I'm saying? She's not that weird. She's not going through the same type of shit, but she is going through her own type of shit. And I think that's what makes her a unique character among the crew. But I just hope that the story does focus a bit more on her, because I'd like to know more about her story, more about her backline, not just the little nitpicks little tidbits that we got, you know what I'm saying? Then if we move on to I wrote a list just to be safe, you know what I'm saying? June is escaping all type of reality apart from his love reality. He loves that girl, but he's escaping all type of reality. You know what I'm saying? He's escaping the fact that my dude, he's flopping when it comes to his entrance exams or his exit exams for, you know, pre-college exams or whatever. He's flopping hard. He ain't studying. He ain't working hard. He ain't really, you know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, when it comes to cycling, he's not a good leader. He's just not really a good leader. He's the oldest guy, but he's just not a really good leader. He's not the best cyclist in the team. He doesn't really offer as much as he wants to offer. And I think all of that is affecting him, and it makes him kind of, you know what I'm saying? He hides himself a lot. He's in a shell. You know what I'm saying? But he needs to just say, look, I don't know what I'm going to do in college, or I don't want to go to college, or, you know what I'm saying? He needs to stand up for himself and needs to stop hiding in a shell. I don't know if he's necessarily, I mean, he's kind of escaping reality because he's afraid to take responsibility for what he's part is. You know what I'm saying? He works very hard when it comes to cycling, and yes, he's an asset. I mean, he's not the most essential asset, but he's an asset, right? But when it comes to like his general life and his family and stuff like that, it seems like he's hiding from his parents that he's not doing so well. You know what I'm saying? That maybe he doesn't even want to go to college. You know what I'm saying? And he needs to face up to that and stop escaping reality by doing all these other things and really deal with that situation firsthand. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Back to Jay, man. Another thing that he's hiding and been hiding the whole time and escaping is the fact that he really likes Mia, bro. He's in love with Mia, but and it's like one of those things where you don't notice what you're missing out on until it's gone. And she was chasing him for the whole motherfucking shit, bro. My guy did nothing. My guy was just, I got no feelings, bitch. 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 Then she got with Minu. My guy was like, Shreggy? Huh? No, but how could you? I was here. You know what I'm saying? Tripping on some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I tried to make this video fun. I didn't want to like write a fucking essay about it, so I wanted to talk about it in a more casual manner. Like most of my videos, I'm a very casual YouTuber, if you want. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's my thoughts on these characters. I know I didn't really talk about Mia too much in terms of her own personal stuff, but again, she's not really been fleshed out enough. And you know, I think she was kind of I think she was escaping the reality that Jay might not like her, and for a very long time, and that Minu does like her. You know what I'm saying? Like I think she knew Minu liked her for the longest, but I think she was trying to hide away from that because again, her best friend is Yuna. You know what I'm saying? And it's her twin brother. You know what I'm saying? So she was trying to hide away with that. I think by pursuing somebody that didn't give him the attention. But I think she probably did like him genuinely, but she was also avoiding Minu's feelings for a very long time, and now she's not, and now Minu's the one avoiding her feelings. Crazy, huh? How things change. It's been your boy Supreme Uchiha the God. If you like it, please leave a like. If you don't like it, please leave a dislike. If you have any thoughts, leave it down in the comment section below, positive or negative. Let me know. Let's have a discussion. Let's talk about it. Do you like Windbreaker? Do you read Windbreaker? If not, you really should. It's been your boy Supreme Uchiha the God. I'm out.